moved on from the heads. That's gonna take a little longer, man. But like I said in my previous video, I do want to try to get this kind of buttoned up, man, so I don't have to worry about rust issues. I did want to go ahead and slap my cam in. Got a new thrust retainer plate for my cam for that gasket there. Got a new Melling high volume oil pump that I'm putting on there, as well as a Summit timing chain. But getting back over here, as y'all can see, no, that is not a new piston, but I do want to get all the carbon and gook off of these, man. So basically what I'm doing, I'm just using a little WD-40 elbow grease and a red Scotch pad. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get flip on this other side, get the number 2 cylinder, or excuse me, number 1 cylinder done, and just keep rotating the engine until I can get all rest 7 done. All right, cut y'all back on. YouTube, what's good, man? Cutting y'all back on, man. Pretty much got my heads about as good as I'm gonna get them, as far as trying to clean them out, getting all that carbon soot out of my intake runners, as well as the exhaust. So like I say, pretty much got them pretty clean in there, a whole lot better than what they were previously. So I'm moving on now, and I'm getting ready to lap my valve stems here. First time doing it, man. Kind of did this one a little bit, cleaned it up quite well. There's my valve that I just did on that one. So it's working out pretty good. Couldn't quite get this little handle and suction cup to stick on there, so I am using my drill. I hope I don't fuck these up, because I don't want to buy new heads or new valves or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I'm not using real high speed, and not clamping my drill on there too tight where it scuff it up or anything like that. So hopefully this works, man. Did do this one, kind of cleaned it up a little bit. You can still see a little pitting on there, as well as on the valve itself. So I'm been using this compound. It says you can add water, kind of drop the grit down a little bit, so you can get to the polish. So I am gonna do that, and we'll see how this turns out. Again, just going over them real lightly. You can see in some of them it's really not all that bad. So looks like mainly just on the exhaust side of things. Trying to keep these in order. You can see that one, the seat on there is kind of pitted real good, but you can see how this one kind of cleaned up. So just gonna kind of go over them a little bit more and stick them back in there, and then I'll be able to put my new springs and all that good stuff, new springs and seals on there. All right, just wanted to show you guys that. So yeah, we'll cut you back on. Peace. All right, YouTube, cutting y'all back on, man. Got this one side of the cylinder head done. Just got to do some cleaning up. Gonna spray it down with some carb cleaner. Take them out there and put the power washer to them one last time before I get ready to install my springs and everything, man. But did want to show y'all, man, I didn't go real heavy. I tried to break the compound down just a little bit, so I just basically did a 2-step process. One with the I guess the heavy grit, and then had to add a little water, man, kind of thin it down a little bit. So that's what I did, is just like a 2-step process. So yeah, we're gonna get these off, get the valve stems off, and I'm gonna take them outside and power wash them, kind of clean them up for the finer detail. Tried to get as much gook and stuff off as I could. I think this will work. Hell, I've seen guys that ain't even did all of this, so I hope it, you know, kind of helps me a little bit, get a little more mileage out of the vehicle. and out the cylinder heads and everything, man. So that's just my concept. Just wanted, since I had everything off of the motor, just wanted to do some of the smaller things that you know, some people with junkyard builds might not do. I'm not taking my motor or my heads to a engine shop or anything like that to have it professionally clean, have the valve job done and all that good stuff. Just trying to save a little money where I can, as far as labor and all that good stuff, on some of these things that I can do myself. Saw a lot of these videos on YouTube. Again, I tried to use the little lapper suction cup thing. It didn't work out quite as well. Couldn't get them to stick to the valves, so I did use my drill to do it, and that's why I didn't want to go too aggressive. Just wanted to kind of get some of that pitting off of there, and get the valves where they would probably seat a little bit, because it was kind of gunked up as far as with some of the carbon buildup and stuff like that. So just wanted to do sort of a light valve job on them, and that's basically it, YouTube. So yeah, like I say, I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna take them outside, put the power washer to them, and then I'm gonna start installing the valve springs and all my new seals and retainers on this head, and then I have to do the same thing to the other head, which needs a little bit more cleaning in the intake runners and stuff like that. So yeah, just trying to freshen them up a little bit. Appreciate y'all. Cut y'all back on. Peace. All right, YouTube, cutting you back on, man. Finally got all my valve springs installed, retainer clips, new seals, and all that good stuff, man. Did it on both of my heads. Wind up using this Trick Flow spring compressor tool. And before y'all get started on anything, let's see here, parts and shit. Before y'all get started, I did buy the air valve hold open. Can't seem to find it. Yeah. Here it is. Did have the for the spark plug hole, but breaking down the motor, and just wanted to really, I had to get in here and clean the inside of these exhaust runners and intake runners and all that good stuff. Took the heads off, and hell, couldn't use it. Trick Flow still worked better. I guess the seals on the valve seals on the original that came on the cylinder heads were a little loose, so they were pushing the valves down. I thought that the washer might have had something to do with it, and then I kind of was looking through one of these holes, and I'm like, oh, the damn valve is dropping. I couldn't get the things out, the retainer clips out. So what I wind up doing, I just wind up sticking these up under there to help hold the valves up. It worked. Installing them, the valves, I guess with the new seals and everything, they were pretty much staying in place, but I still did use the sockets just to make sure that they that the valves wouldn't drop down. So yeah, got them all in. These are the Trick Flow. Got the box right here. LS upgrade kit, and these are the dual springs. Dual springs on this. As y'all know, I am running the Summit 8708 camshaft, which has 6,000s, whatever, however you pronounce that, lift. So you can take it up to 7,000 RPMs. So I do plan on maybe not taking it up there at quite as much, but I just wanted to have an extra security with the dual springs on there. They did have another kit that came with the Beehive springs, but I went with the dual springs and titanium retainer clips. As far as for my rockers, I do have some ordered, which is the Trunnion upgrade kit to get rid of the needle nose, or excuse me, the needle bearings that's inside these stock ones. So Summit kind of has them on back order, so they're not going to be here till about January 12th or something like that, another couple weeks. I am going to try to press one of these out just to see how easy it's going to be, but yeah, I do plan on using those. And you can see here, it had pretty decent wear pattern. I want to say I got a Grandpa 5.3 because everything basically looked good in there. We're gonna get these dropped in some of this Kim shit, whatever that is, and this right here, and clean those up a little bit, and yeah, press those out, and then that'll you know, I'll be done upgraded my rockers, just so they're not at a failure point either. But that's basically it, man. We got them both in there, both sides. So I am gonna get ready now to try to get these placed on there. I want to button up the block. I got my oil pan on there, front timing cover. I didn't put my gaskets, but I was just trying to keep some of that air out of the engine. Here's my intakes, going with the Trailblazer SS intake. Got that from Glen Performance. Just putting it up here, looks like everything's gonna match up pretty good. So yeah, 50-pound Delphi injectors on there, EV6. Wanted to upgrade from the Moltec to the EV6, something a little more readily available. Really was having a hard time finding fuel injectors for those that wasn't you know, out of my price range. So I wound up going with the Trailblazer SS. I'm hoping I shouldn't really have any hood clearance, just more concerned about the snout, how it kind of angles up there. But I do have a 2-inch cowl hood, so may have to make some adjustments, get a plate. Seen on another YouTube video, guy got a plate to kind of straighten the throttle body out so it's not pointing up. Do have another throttle body coming in, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, got the heads done, so we're gonna get ready to put these on, as well as go ahead and put my oil pan gasket, all that good stuff on there, and try to button up the top of the motor. Did get new knock sensors as well. These didn't look too awful bad, but I did want to. This was probably a little rust in there. We're gonna put some silicone over the caps. The knock sensors that I got came with a new plug, as well as the whatchamacallit. This is the old one, so won't be using those. But yeah, we'll put some sealing around the little gasket there, try to keep the water out. But that's pretty much it for this video, YouTube. We're gonna gotta take care of that too, so I may do this while I'm sitting in here. Bust my welder out, see if I can't weld me a nut on that one, and then one's gonna have to get dug out over there on the other side. I believe that's, yeah. So I got 3 to mess with, so I probably will do that. Should have done that before I got everything buttoned up. Shit, I had to wash again, spray it out. All right, but that's it, YouTube. We'll cut you back on after we get this placed on the block. Peace.